Hey guys, this is Cam for 15 back at it with another video for you guys, and we are back with another One Piece anime episode review for you guys. It's been a while since, well, actually, not been a while. It's been a week. It feels like, it feels like a mile, or it feels like a month has passed every time we get these breaks with the anime. But solid episode of One Piece, solid episode of One Piece. It looks like the alliance is starting to turn it around, but still there's some areas of despair. But Momonosuke rallies the troops by the end of the episode to be able to continue their fight against Kaido. So yes, anyways, we remember we last picked off the last time we, were like 2 weeks ago with One Piece is the fact that Luffy was defeated, and pretty much Kaido made Bao Huang pretty much announced to the entire alliance that or over the comms that Luffy has been defeated. There's no chance in hell you're going to win this. You might as well just give up right now. And then you had Kinemon confront Kaido because Kaido's literally right where Momonosuke and Shinobu are at. So we pick up right where we left off. Oh, and then, obviously it looked like Kinemon died right then and there. Well, we start this episode off and we find out that no, Kinemon is not dead, even though he looked absolutely smushed. But no, he's not dead. He's bleeding profusely. And it's honestly kind of a very, not a gory scene, but a very bloody scene, to be honest. Again, they have like the reddish tint over it, so they can mask the blood in a way, but that's kind of the thing. And it looks like Kinemon passes out, but no, he gets back up and he's pretty much telling Kaido, I'm not going to let you get to Momonosuke. I'm not going to let you stop him. I'm not going to let you get to him and kill him. I'm going to be there to stay in your way. Now, I'll come back to that at the end part of the review. But we actually cut over to other events in terms of other characters and what they're doing. And at this moment, they're kind of all shocked and just stunned at a loss of words after the announcement of Luffy pretty much being defeated. Chopper is pretty much just crying. Now, personally, that shows me that he has no, I don't want to say he has no faith, but it's like, dude, have faith in your freaking captain, bro, that he's still alive. Like, there's no body, so it's just take what they say with a grain of salt, pretty much. But he's obviously, visibly upset. He's crying and everything, and pretty much Queen is like, ha ha ha. I was just holding back this entire time, pretty much. I just was going easy to make you feel like you had a freaking chance when you were like all high and mighty. Which I guess in a way it would make sense, even though Queen was taking some pretty good shots from Chopper, but Chopper's just not at the level of where Queen is at to be able to fight him. Like, yeah, he can just stall. Pretty much Chopper was just stalling for time till we see how Sanji shows up, and we just see it to where, Chopper's just upset and he's wondering like what can he do and everything, and pretty much, it looks like Queen is about to pretty much bite Chopper out of the rip his arm off. Like, even these sharp, like, even more teeth come out. So right before it looks, and also too, Sparrow is firing his candy arrows at the moment, and it's a lot of them. So yeah, but we actually do cut over to the other some other people, and it's kind of the same reaction to some cases. Now, Sanji is not much of a believer in the fact that Luffy has been defeated, and he's continuing to fight, and hell, he's like throwing Zoro around, but he ends up getting into the main hall area where Chopper's fighting. He manages right before Queen takes a good chunk of Chopper. He kicks Queen with his Diable Jambe, pretty much kicks him away, spins his neck like a spinning top, pretty much. he pretty much takes all the candy arrow attacks. And pretty much Sanji just tells Chopper, stop your freaking crying. Listen, how many times have we been through this in a critical fight, and how many times has there been miracles that have happened? Have a little bit more faith in Luffy, pretty much, is what he's trying to tell Chopper. He pretty much throws Zoro at Chopper's way, and he says, look after him. So, again, we know Zoro's very badly wounded, so maybe Chopper can actually help out with Zoro's healing and maybe heal him back. I wouldn't say to full strength, but heal him back to maybe to the chance where he can potentially fight. I guess we'll find out where that point goes on, but it definitely looks like Sanji is going to be fighting against Queen, and he just tells Chopper, let me take care of Queen. And pretty much Queen knows that Sanji is Judge's son, so it's going to be an interesting fight there, because Queen was a part of Mads, the group Mads, which what is it? Judge was actually in. So Queen and Judge used to work alongside each other. So interesting point. But going on. We cut back to the whole thing with Kinemon, and he's pretty much telling Kaido, I'm not going to let you get to Momonosuke. He kind of has a busted up sword is cut in half already. So he kind of stabs Kaido a little bit, and we get a flashback. Now, I don't know exactly when these flashbacks take place. Some of them are actually fairly simple of getting an understanding of where they take place. But some of them, I don't know. Now, I think this takes place before they ended up going out to sea to go request for some help. So they obviously see, like, I guess their own grave sites because, you know, they were thought to be dead because they moved so far into the future. But still, regardless, it's pretty interesting how that goes along the way. And then we get a flashback of, like I said before, really definitely before they went out to sea to go search for help against Kaido. We get the whole scene of, you know, them having to realize, well, hey, guess what? You know, Kinemon tells Momonosuke, hey, I'm gonna have to start calling, you're gonna have to start calling me father, and I'm gonna have to start calling you just by your real name, because we don't want people to get the wrong idea that, guess what, I'm your retainer and you're Odin's son. We want to make sure we keep that as hidden as much as possible. So you get a pretty comedic, you know, hilarious scene of where Kinemon is struggling to say Momonosuke, just call Momonosuke. He keeps calling him Momonosuke Sama with respect and everything. And it's funny because Momonosuke is like, you keep having trouble with that, but then he calls Kinemon. He's supposed to call him father. And eventually get the scene where eventually he starts to call him father, and you could really see the bond that Kinemon and Momonosuke has had, or have had, over the time they spent together after the whole incident and everything, because really, like I said, they were pretty much all they had with each other. And in a way, like I said, Kinemon is kind of, in a way, the adopted father of Momonosuke, because Odin wasn't there, so Momonosuke was going to be there for him, or Kinemon was going to be there for Momonosuke. So it was a really emotional scene. It gets even more emotional with the standpoint that pretty much Kinemon, like a good father would, is trying to protect his son, but he's just too weak. And pretty much Kaido's like, you see, you damn samurai just keep getting back up, and you guys just don't know when to stay down and die. And as he says that last statement I just said, he pretty much had a sword, and he impales Kinemon and leaves Kinemon right there with a sword stuck in his back. And Kinemon's pretty much bleeding out and everything. And I'm guessing for reals now, Kinemon is all but dead now, because if a freaking club shot, with reminding you guys, he infuses Conqueror's Hockey into his club when he strikes. Kinemon somehow barely got up from that, but I don't think he's getting up from this. And it's a pretty emotional scene just when you get the flashback. Why is somebody's car alarm going off right now? Hopefully somebody's not jacking somebody's car, but anyways, maybe it's the thunder. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, the episode ends off with Momonosuke having one of the speakers that speaks throughout all of Onigashima, and he pretty much, with tears in his eyes, pretty much has a plea telling everybody that no, Luffy is still alive and he's talking to me, and he says to keep fighting and that he will come back and he will be the one to defeat Kaido. This pretty much rallies everybody to continue their fight, because they're like, well, Lord Momonosuke says to continue fighting, well then we're gonna keep fighting. So that's kind of where the episode ends off. So next week, I guess we're gonna just go all over the place in terms of where battles are going. At the same time, I guess we're getting some images of Luffy still falling in the freaking ocean. So how the hell he's gonna get out of the bottom depths of the ocean? I actually do know how, but for anime onlys, you know, you will find out how he ends up pretty much not drowning to death. Anyways, a solid episode of One Piece. Good solid episode of One Piece. Had the emotional factor with the Momonosuke Kinemon stuff, and then intriguing factor with Sanji now confronting Queen and getting that fight there. So gonna be interesting. Glad One Piece is back. Like I said, I feel like One Piece every now and then will have like that 1 week break or whatever, so you know the manga can get further ahead, but it is what it is. So yeah. Also too, another thing is go get your tickets for One Piece Film Red. Tickets went on sale like a few days ago or about a week ago. I already bought my tickets to see the movie. I'm seeing it. I could have bought an early day ticket to see it, I believe on the Thursday, but some of the seats were not beneficial, and then tickets were a lot more expensive than the day it officially just comes out. So I'm gonna see it the day it comes out, which is Friday, November 4th, which I don't mind. If you're wondering what I'm seeing, what language I'm seeing it, I'm more accustomed to the English dub of One Piece, so I'm gonna see the English dub of it. I know the English dub of One Piece is not everybody's cup of tea, and nobody really likes the English dub, but personally, I watch the English dub and I enjoy the English dub, so I'm gonna watch it in English dub. Plus, it's easier for me to watch a movie in my native tongue, so I don't have to read subtitles while watching the movie, because I feel like that's just too much of a hassle. So yeah, but I'm gonna see One Piece. So go get your tickets for One Piece Film Red at your local theaters before I guess they sell out. But you know, try to see it opening day. Again, the movie theaters where I live, I do have an AMC and I do have an Edwards Regal Cinema. But the thing is, I don't typically go to AMC because they're more expensive, they're more pricey. So I go to Edwards because they're cheaper. And then two, the Edwards theaters that I go to, like absolutely nobody goes to. And I'm like, cool, I can pretty much watch the movie peacefully. Now I would envision there's gonna be more people that probably bought their tickets already, but hey, you know, if I get a fairly empty theater, hey, I'll freaking take it. And plus, not a lot of people see the English dub for One Piece, so not a lot. I definitely feel like that's another factor to play in. If it was like the Japanese or the sub version of One Piece, I definitely could see a lot of people freaking going into those show times compared to an English dub, because like I said, not a lot of people like the English dub, unless you're a person that sees the sub version and the dub version, things like that. I'm not gonna see the sub version of it. You know, typically when I see an anime movie, I just go watch it in the dub version, unless you know the only showing of it is sub. But that is what it is. But if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of One Piece, as well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more One Piece content or any other anime content I upload to the channel. So yeah, but other than that, guys, catch you guys later. Peace.